So starting with Pit, Dark Pit, I think the latest patch that buffed them was actually huge. It was actually huge. Being able to mix up doing down throw and forward throw for DI mix-ups is so big. Especially like in a patch where it was in the middle of Wi-Fi. Like it's just harder to input a reaction, or it's harder to react and input a reaction because of the lag. So having down throw into up air killing now because they buffed up air, and then having F throw killing. So if you F throw and they DI bad, they're dead like 90, maybe 80. And then if you DI in at like 90 to 100, you get down throw up air and you die. That's it. And Dark Pit also has gimpable arrows. Dark Pit has pretty decent arrows. I don't know which player is better. I think they both work pretty well. And Dark Pit has side B cheese, so you like neutral get hit by side B, roll dead at 50. You know, it is what it is. Dark Pit. So the way I see it is the cheese is very it's very easy to fall into the cheese, but it's very easy to avoid it. So if you're like paying attention and you're focusing on not getting side booed by Dark Pit, you're focusing on not getting grab mixed up at ledge, because if you know you're at ledge and you know you're prone to dying to F throw and prone to dying to up throw or down throw up air, you need to really focus on not getting grabbed. Really need to focus on that. One thing is also really good with Dark Pit and Pit, so just S smash and S smash kill power. You don't want to get S smashed by Dark Pit and Pit, so that's another thing to work about. So the way I would see to beat Pit is very just outbeat them in everything they do. If you're fighting let's say you're like hero and you're fighting Pit, you want to just hit Pit after every time he swings at you. So if he swings at you, you just want to hit him. You want to retreat and hit him with the projectile if he runs at you. And if you're a character like Roy, let's say you're Roy fighting Pit, you would just do the same thing back. So if Pit jumps at you, you just jump at him and you hit him first. Or you just outrange him because, Roy's just broken. I feel like the way Dark Pits and Pits areas are set up, like Nair is just worse byleth Nair, it's just worse multi-hit Nair. And forward air is just a weird, bad angle. It's like a Falco forward air, except he's a lot more floatier than Falco, and he gets a fastball as well as Falco. So it's just he just throws off short off forward air, and nothing happens. There's no interaction because you're not going to do anything about it because there's no point. He's going to fall back with it, and then he's going to run back again, or he's going to dash back in. It just depends on what he's going to do. So I think Dark Pit is probably the definition of average in this game. This whole tier right now is probably average with just a scale of cheese. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, Dark Pit probably the bottom of C tier. Sheik. I was watching AIM yesterday, or AIM. I don't know how to pronounce it. And Sheik is low-key bonkers. Sheik is bonkers. She can get really well. Broken recovery. Amazing combo game. Amazing neutral. And I would say very good disadvantage. And not a bad advantage. Because I don't think Sheik's advantage is that good. It's very breed based and character and matchup dependent. Sheik isn't really gonna push advantage hard against a character let's say Pac-Man or Inkling. Not really gonna push the advantage hard, or Mario. But those are all I guess rough matches for Sheik. Some people don't recognize when they fight Sheik is Sheik I thought is minus 15 on shield. Minus 15 on shield. And I think down tilt is also really punishable on shield. But down tilt is minus 16 on shield. Some characters can't punish it if it's spaced, but I know it's Roy or Mega Man. Let's say for Mega Man, for example, it's minus 16. You could just do Mega Man, for Mega Man example, if he gets down tilt on shield, I think that's just fastball forward out of shield. Or if it's Roy, for example, you get down tilt on shield, I'd drop shield side B. Drop shield, short hop side B. Easy. Up tilt is also really laggy. It's minus 11, so most characters can just smash like that. Forward tilt is minus 15, most characters can smash like that. If Sheik up tilts my shield, I'm gonna smash her. So because of that, Sheik is very reliant on her aerials into grounded options. I feel in Smash 4, it was very based on, it was landing aerial, F tilt or grab, or another aerial, rising aerial. In this game, I feel it's the same thing except doing another tilt is just not a good option because of how laggy it is in this game. So if I were a Sheik player and I did down tilt, or if I did landing Nair down tilt on someone's shield and they're able to punish down tilt on shield, then I'm just gonna not do it anymore. And then because of that, I, the Sheik player, is in this predicament where I can't do anything. I'm not saying her aerials are bad. I'm saying when she aerials into your shield, she's forced to do another option immediately after because that's her whole setup. She's this whole like character. She gets in on you with a very safe move like forward air and nair, which is -3, -2, and then she mashes either another attack or she grabs you. I don't know, and her whole problem with not being able to kill is really big, and I feel like that just sets her behind all the other characters. If she could kill a little more, or if she was able to get away with a little more, like if her tilts were safer, she'd be way higher. But I think because of her lack of grounded tools that are actually good, she's just held back by that. Lucas, unfortunately, and contrary to popular belief, snake dashing does not carry Lucas to the #1. I'm sorry to all you Lucas fans in the chat for coming. I know I can see 99% of my viewers dwindling at this very moment that I put Lucas this low. But contrary to popular belief, Lucas is not anywhere close to being relevant in this game. Lucas, mediocre at best out of shield options. He has Nair and he has forward air. But forward air doesn't sweet spot that well if you do out of shield, I think. Camping game really well. Side beat camping game. And then just like focusing on like baiting your opponent to get in right at the right moment so you can condition either hit with PK fire, grab, or just random move like let's say like a down to a jab or a nair. Decent recovery, I wouldn't say too great, too worse, too bad. And they have Zero. Snake dashing, lol. And then PK freeze, down smash. Decent edge guarding. And the reason why I say decent is because most characters can just, if not like every character, can just recover high against Lucas, and it ruins the whole point of like up B, like PK Thunder, like cheesing you, because if you recover high, the whole point of it is just to catch your jump and gimp you. But if you just jump high, the up B is not gonna work, and he has to condition himself, and he has to like set up for the up B. So once he up B's, you jump, he's just gonna up B high, and then you can just like go over and then just get to center. I think the only way for him to stop it is if you jump and you, if he goes, like, if he angles it to the ground and then just, like, stops it. I think that's how it works. So unless he does that, then you'll get away every time for free. Once I started doing that against Lucas, I just stopped getting gimped. It was just free. I hope I find a Lucas there so I can show everyone. I wouldn't say highest skill gap. I think you definitely have to push this character to, like, beyond its limits to actually get it to work. But, I think he has a huge like his limit is just too like his like ceiling and how far you can how good you can get with him is just not worth it. Not worth putting the time in with him. I feel the same with Duck Hunt, honestly. Like Rido is the most insane player in the world. He's beating the players he beats with this character. Like no one is getting the wins he's getting with Duck Hunt, you know? He's like the top. He got top 8 at Evo with this character. This character who's like barely like mid tier. Or barely like, he's probably like mid-tier, barely high-tier. Can, we all know Can, kind of broken. Frisbee, I think Frisbee's called Clay Pigeon. I always call it Frisbee because it's like Frisbee to me, you know, like Clay Pigeon. And Gunman's pretty good. I'd say it's pretty annoying. And his normals are just all like decent. They all just complement each other really well from Can and from Clay Pigeon. And from Gunman. Ledge shopping, pretty good. And recovery, his recovery is not bad, but if you know how to maneuver around Can, so you don't get hit by the Can when he's up being a ledge, you should be able to get the job done. Just get him, throw him off stage. And also, if you hit Duck Hunt when he has Can off stage, and let's say Can is on the left side of the stage, and it'll flip right, you can just get him for free because he has to mash neutral B while he's off stage, and then he has to up B, and then he has to up B if he wants to use Can. So I have to mash neutral B so it falls off stage, and if he has a jump, then he can do it, but if he doesn't have a jump, then he's probably dead. So Duck Hunt, biggest flaws, recovery can't be exploited. Can becomes a very bad option when you're losing. So if you're a stock deficit, or I wouldn't say if you have a percent deficit because Duck Hunt like can live long because of just Can trades. So he doesn't mind living to like 150 than dying because he's a zoner. But if you're a stock deficit, you can't rely on Can anymore because you're just gonna add percent to you, and you're not gonna take your opponent's stock first. or you're not gonna take your opponent's stock without taking taking a little damage. Gunman's good, but Gunman is just like an obstacle. You're not really like getting hit by a Gunman unless you like purposely get hit by it, or if you like just weren't paying attention and got hit by it. Frisbee, if you can hit Clay Pigeon with like an attack and it's gonna make a disjoint, then you just beat it out and it disappears. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. And if you have a disjoint, you can always just hit can back to duck hunt, and then it'll hit his way, and then he'll have to back air, or he'll have to back air so it hits back that way. So then when you try to counter him, it'll come back to you. So you'll just have to beat him within that time of the can going back to you. But yeah, so Hero, honestly, we all saw what happened last night. I think the one big thing holding Hero back is, again, frame data, just being too slow and not being able to like easily get yourself out of disadvantage. And neutral is not like that easy for Hero. If you were watching Akikasu last night, he was cheesing. He was cheesing for sure. But he was camping and he was running. He was running away. He was not interacting. People would run at him. He was like, nah. And he would run away. Run away. And honestly, he got so many psych-ups. I've never seen so many psych-ups in my life before. It was like psych-up, and then he'll get Accelerado immediately after. And he was just insane. He was just insane. Like, honestly, he was insane. I want to like shake his hand and be like, you are the best in the world. And he'll go, thank you, Goblin. You have an amazing Luigi. And I was saying, you got the wrong guy. You got the wrong guy, Kakitsu, but thank you. And I'll wave bye to him. But alright, and I feel like the recovery's not bad. Some characters can deal with it too. Like we saw T drop ledge, down air it. We saw TK3 hit neutral B on it, which is really consistent actually. And yeah, so with Zoom is pretty good. So yeah, Hero, low key, honestly, Hero before yesterday was probably around this tier. I'm not even trolling y'all. Like that guy changed my opinion of Hero so fast, just because of what he was able to do with it. To be honest though, when I was watching it, I don't think people were fighting Hero optimally. They were really like, not only would I feel they were really scared against Hero, but they weren't pairing any of his aerials. Like he would do like a forward air backer, and then no one would parry it. The way I see it is, if Hero has psych up and he wants to hit you, usually they're just spam back air or forward air, and it's all like the same kind of. Like it's all like the same aerial. It's like the same timing kind of. So they're gonna back air you, and they're gonna do back air around the same timing where they can land it and they can space it as best as possible so they don't get punished for it. And you can just parry that. But yeah, side B is also really good. The way I would see that too, just being out side B, is just waiting out your approaches more. I feel like when I was watching yesterday, a lot of people were like, Akakisu would just run away, he would just jump away, and you know he's gonna side B if he jumps away. But the people would jump like on him like this from this direction, so like diagonally. I don't know how to angle this with the camera. So diagonal like this, and he's drifting back, and then he's gonna do a side B, so you just get hit by it. But no one's going like on Hero. No one was going on him for like to actually punish him. And because since he doesn't really have any out of shield options, he's kind of stuck. He has to up B out of shield, and people were really calling out the up B out of shield, where you could just bait it. So if you were to just jump in front of him, where you don't get hit by up B out of shield, and you time just so you don't get hit by the side B, he just up B's up, and boom, you just punish him just like that. Most people don't really do that though. That's not what I saw. Frame data, huge drawback. I hope to see more from Hero though. I hope to see more Akakisu gameplay. I hope he comes out to a major when Falcon comes back. Falcon's really weird. This character is either like if I'm being honest, Falcon is like either right here, or he's like right here, or he's where I have him, which is just below Luigi. Well, all right. Materius carries Falcon, low key. So Falcon, ignoring Wi-Fi and just focusing on offline. Falcon has really good frame data, really good mix-ups. He's kind of like Sheik, where his grounded moves are actually like safe and he can kill. So he could do like landing up air on shield, and he can like mix up jab, mix up grab, and mix up B for command grab. So Falcon, really good mix up on shield. It's kind of like the Sheik thing I was talking about. One thing I would say though is just that whole getting in aspect can be so hard for Falcon. It's a bit easier for Sheik to just do like a landing like nair, landing forward on his shield and then mix up. But for Falcon to do like a landing aerial, he has to run at you. He has to deal with this whole like skid like problem, and then he has to jump. And then you know it's Falcon, so you know he's gonna jump at you, and he doesn't really get anything from camping, so you know he's gonna go in. So then it's just you relying on you to dash back, and then if he sees that you dash back, he kind of has to retreat and then start up a whole neutral game plan. But other Falcons could like to just they go run in and then just like short hop, nair, short hop up there, and those pick up those jabs, pick up those grabs, pick up the up piece. It's probably best to be very uninteractive with Falcon and just try to play very like spaced away from him. So if you know he's gonna run to like this point and do like a jump, do like a nair, do the up air, do whatever, you want to be just outside of that so you can just punish him for it if you outrange him. So flaws, approaching, very bad. Recovery, not that bad, but worse than most characters what it should be. And pretty good out of shield. Especially I'll be out of shield. It's pretty good. Really good combo game. Pretty good at gimping against characters who have like decent recoveries at best. Luigi lol, zero death. So we all know what's good about Luigi. Combo game, pretty good at gimping. Pretty good ledge trapper. Really good amazing combo game. And I would say, yeah, it's one of the really good things about Luigi. And very good at being anti-interactive. Doing like Zair and Fireball is really good to camp. And so those are the good things about Luigi. And I was talking about shield, up out of shield. Having those like frame like I think frame 6, frame 5, up or frame 8. I think it's around there. Out of shield option. And having outside out of shield, so when it's a long range move, you can just smash it. And having down B is really good. But and again that Zelda problem where you just catch the down B or you just catch an neutral B and you just condition them to do it and you punish them for doing it. Biggest problems too with Luigi is that, and recovery is decent until you lose your jump. And then if you don't get misfire and you can't make it back, then you really can't make it back. That's one of his biggest problems. Other big problems is disadvantage. He probably has one of the worst disadvantages in all the relevant characters. Being forced to land to ledge every time, it sucks. And since he's floaty, it's not even like he can safely like drift back to ledge. Like let's say if he was like Roy, where you can just fast fall, go to ledge, or if you were like, I don't know, if you were like anyone else, you can just fast fall, go to ledge. So yeah, and his disadvantage is just like not good. And getting back to neutral as Luigi is pretty difficult, especially if you like can't get a read on your opponent. If you can't actually outplay them, then it's kind of hard, you know. Diddy Kong. So Diddy Kong, I definitely think this character is better on Wi-Fi than offline. Diddy lost the infinite, so that's one thing that is good that he doesn't have anymore. How about good things about Diddy Kong? Great burst options like dash attack. Just throwing banana is really good. You just run in, throw banana. And doing monkey flip is pretty good, but it's also that same like NATO, neutral B. Just punish, read the side B, bait the side B, and commit to actually punishing it. And being ready for it too, that's a big thing. You should always be ready for side B, but don't play scared around it. You should not be scared around it. Down tilt is really good. And recovery, I would say mediocre. Could be really good against most characters. But some characters can just tap it and then they just die. I was watching TK3, Edgar Pluto, who's doing really well. And I'm probably going to copy what he was doing. He was doing run off, wave bounce side B, and then he would nair at the ledge. So Diddy would just not be able to get to ledge, and he would just hit. He would get hit. I think that was working really well to get him like 2 to 3 times. So that was a good one. So yeah, giving Diddy recovery, good tool. I think what holds Diddy back is one, banana. Regardless, even though it's like his best tool, and it's probably one of the best tools in the game, he has to be so reliant on it in order to actually beat opponents who he goes even with or he beats. So like for example, like Diddy PT. There's 2 things that are really good in that matchup as Diddy, I feel like. Forward air and banana. Because banana beats Razor Leaf because it's transcendent. So he can always punish Razor Leaf. And forward air is really good because it's just Squirtle forward air except Diddy mode activated, you know? But if he doesn't pluck banana, or if the Pichu were to play around banana the whole time, the Pichu don't have to worry about not getting forward air, which is pretty easy because forward air is not that great of a move unless you you commit to a run in. And as Squirtle, if you're running in as tilting, you're not gonna really get like forward air shield, sharp forward air shield. At least I don't think so. I might be wrong. So yeah, if you play around banana and don't play with banana, because the way I see banana is Diddy needs banana to beat you, but your character does not come with a banana, so you do not need a banana to beat Diddy Kong. That's how I see it. And also baiting the side B, punish recovery. And Diddy having trouble killing if he's not given an opportunity to hit a down tilt or a kill throw is pretty big. Or if he doesn't get like a good up smash punish, then you know. Ooh, let's go, the baby. So yeah, this is my opinion on Diddy. Pichu, I feel like Pichu would have been probably around the same, even without the puffs. This character is like weird. He's so weird. Pichu is like doesn't really beat anyone convincingly. I feel like I don't feel like he beats Roy convincingly anymore. I feel like it's just slightly Pichu favor. If not, it's definitely the second worst matchup Roy has, but I don't think it's as bad as I used to think it was. So amazing combo game, pretty good recovery. He's small, so that's a huge plus, and pretty good at gimping because of down air and T-Jolt. I would say though, Pichu's biggest problems is lack of range, very light, too light for honestly his own good, and range. I think I said range, light, and self damage. Self damage is too big of a problem. I think a character just doing that much damage to himself is a big problem. I know they fixed it, but I think it's only like a 0.2 to 3% difference or a 0.4 difference. So it's not that big of a deal. If you still camp Pichu, he's still gonna do damage to himself. So you know, it's all the same thing. And Pichu also, I think Pichu gets hit a little easier than Pikachu does for some reason. Don't know how that works, but you know, I'm not the game designer for a reason. You know, I don't know what I'm doing. These guys know what they're doing, apparently. So yeah, and yeah, like, I look here, and I think the only matches Pichu really does really well in is Palutena and like Sephiroth. And I don't think he probably does that good against Sephiroth and Joker. But Falco, so basic combo game, broken combo game, broken kill confirm potential too. Just hitting up tilt, fishing for up tilt the whole game, which is pretty safe, pretty reliant. And having confirms into it like Nair, forward air, and I think down air low percent when it sends it to when it doesn't send it to tumble, true combo is up tilt. Might be wrong. The whole situation game with doing like landing Nair into either up tilt or grab is so big, and I don't see Falcos do it enough. I do not see Falcos do it enough. If you Nair up tilt your opponent 400 times, and on the 400th time they held, or all 400 times they held shield after the Nair, why did not once out of those 400 times did you grab him? You know, it doesn't make sense. They're not gonna spot that up tilt. They're just gonna wait for it. They're gonna wait for the up tilt. They're gonna shield it, and they're gonna punish it accordingly. So if Falco's actually mixed up grab consistently in their game plan, where they can condition spot dodges to hit forward smashes at kill percent when it actually matters, then maybe this character could shine a little more. But until these Falcos actually learn what they're doing with this character, then this character's right here. I think Seven is really good with Falco. Did really good at Evo. Falco, mainly combo game. I feel like a big problem with Falco is getting in. Just big problem is getting in, getting those up tilts in the first place because of how campy you should be playing against Falco. Very roll read based. Recovery is just worse Fox recovery, so it is what it is. I really don't know the other huge problems of Falco. I guess besides that, up tilt can be shield grabbed after the first hit. Oh, and also Falco killing after up tilt back air isn't true anymore. Or if you can't kill with up tilt up there, then you gotta fish for like forward airs down tilt or forward air off stage or a gimp something off stage, you know. And the fact that Falco back throw just doesn't work sometimes, it's like too scuffed. It's too scuffed, and he's very slow. Big problems with Falco. I love Falco. I wish he was a bit better, but I think that's where he's gonna be right now. So Olimar, I think is gonna be like has to be the biggest like downfall of the character in one single game. You could say it was Meta Knight or Luigi from Smash 4. But I think it's definitely Olimar in this game. Olimar was like uncontested #1 in this game, and he got touched a few times, and he got nerfed. Olimar, I think we all know what Olimar does, what all his advantages are. Just good pressure, very good boxer, and he kind of forces you to interact with him because if he hits you with a white Pikmin, you take like 20% or like 10%. You're like, okay, well now I have to interact with him because now I'm down 10 to 20%. Pretty good gimps against some characters you can give, and decent edge guarding if he has a purple. And really good with that blue Pikmin is just clutch, and it kills way too early. Honestly, that's one thing I never thought would stay as strong as it is in this game. How strong up throw is with blue. The big problem I feel with Olimar is he can't get away with like smash attacking on your shield like he used to, and his range is lacking. So if he doesn't have purple, he can't really outbox you if you're a good boxer character. Like let's say you're like Pac-Man, or let's say like Fox. I feel like Fox and Fox, Link, sword characters in general just do really well against Olimar. Just because they can outbox him, they can trade with him really well. And since Olimar's light and he's floaty, he has a poor disadvantage, relying on whistle. It's just easily beatable, you know? Olimar definitely has fallen from Gase. I hope this character never makes a return in Smash. I hope this character never gets good again. I hope they leave this character as is. If not, make this character a little worse. Not that I dislike Olimar. I actually love Olimar, but don't care enough. Next I'll say is Rosa. We got the back-to-back the Buzz special. Rosa's good, but Rosa is also like very reliant on Luma. Very, very reliant on Luma. And if you don't have Luma, you know they're gonna camp. It's kind of like an Arcfire Robin type of thing, where if they don't have Thunder, if they don't have Levin Sword, if they don't have Arcfire, they're gonna camp until they have the resources necessary to fight you. So when they don't have Luma, you just focus on punishing defensive options like the air dodges, the rolls, and the spot dodges, because she goes invisible. So it's a better air dodge than like most air dodges. But again, she's not that great regardless. Her gimping's really good. Recovery is probably average, maybe a little bit lower. And I'll say her setup game is really nice. Like doing lunar landings combos or boost grabs. Boost grabs are so annoying. Do not get boost grab. Do not get boost grab. I'm telling y'all right now. Getting boost grab is the most cringe feeling in the world. And the only reason why you got boost grab is because you held shield for no reason. So, but I think the big flaws with Luma, just relying on Luma, and then big force play camping with Luma or without Luma, and being big and light. It's another huge problem that holds this character back. She's so big and she's so light. So she's just dying mad early to move because she's a big body. And sometimes, most of the time, you will be dying because you did the defensive option by accident, or not by accident, but you did the defensive option because you didn't have Luma, and you got red for it, you got punished, and you died for it. So, what is boost grabbing? Boost grabbing is when you, it's like a dash attack cancel into a grab. So it's like a dash attack cancel into a smash wall, but instead you get into a grab. And it works really well with Luma because since Luma doesn't have a grab, he's gonna do a dash attack input. So you're gonna attack, and if you shield the Luma attack and the Rosa inputted boost grab, you'll get true combo grab, true shield lock grab, because the dash attack locks you into shield and Rosa is inputting grab. So that's what boost grabbing is. Don't try to spot dodge it. It's a true block string, or it's a true block string punish, I guess. So yeah, so Rosa's right here. So this is like borderline solo mainable. We put borderline solo mainable. It's possible because it has been done. You know, we've seen Vito do it. We've seen Elegant make far. We've seen a lot of these top players and these characters make it really far.